to another delicious, hot fried with some cinnamon and raisin episode of Life and In Between podcast. I am your chef, Patrick Pac-Man Perez, joined by our founding chef, the wonderful Diana Gonzalez. And today we have a very special recipe cooking up just for you because we have Miss Valerie Braxton-Williams in the house. She's a business strategy engineer. She's going to talk to us about the professional development, personal development, stepping out on your own, not just thinking of a dream, but doing the dream, stepping out there as an entrepreneur. We're going to dig into her story. So please, everyone, help me make some noise for Diana.
And the crowd goes crazy. He's such a man.
Welcome, Valerie. I just want to say that it is truly an honor to have Valerie on the show today because not only is she a wonderful friend, a former colleague at a corporation that we worked in, but she's also an inspirational leader and she's doing such amazing work. Now, I don't want to spoil it because she is a spark, but I want to have Valerie introduce herself and just talk about all the great work that she's currently doing right now and just kind of fill our audience. Valerie, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Hi, and Diana, Patrick, thank you. And you guys are just making it so much fun already. So what a great team to be a part of. My name is Valerie, and I describe myself as a business strategy engineer. I have worked in the industrial, chemical, consumer products, and information technology sectors. And I've worked for really great companies like DuPont, Kimberly-Clark, Sabre, and McKesson. I enjoy helping others and being the bridge that helps us to get like very tough challenges solved and resolved. I am technical, but I'm also personal and relational. And then that hybrid connection helps me to make rapid connections with people and hopefully solve some of our more complex business problems.
I like the technical part too, because
I
so
can
many
be
times,
techno
yeah, get in
geek.
there because get into the systems and here's how you're gonna optimize performance.
I want to be both, Patrick, right?
Okay, fine. I was just extracting what I need. I need the systems.
You know, the amazing thing about Valerie is that she can get technical, which is great, but she's also creative. I mean, man, what a creative she has this creative ability to create and make others understand. And so and right now, if I'm not mistaken, right now, you're currently a leader for South Lake Focus Group, correct?
Absolutely. So I am currently job seeking, and we just say looking for our next opportunity, right? But I am a job seeker, and I attend South Lake Focus Groups on Thursday. We hold it at Whitechapel's Church on Thursday morning from about 8 o'clock until noon. And really, that organization is about providing services to job seekers predominantly free of charge. Like as much as possible, we try and make it absolutely free, but they will offer services like, do you need help updating your resume? Do you need help practice interviewing? Would you like to sharpen other networking skills and such? And it's a whole bunch of us all together. Like we know this plight is affecting more than one of us.
Hmm.
The advice would be never go at it alone. So we
Boom.
come together. We're trusting and believing God for our next opportunity, and we see how we can help each other as we seek our next opportunity.
Wonderful.
Bam. I
Thank
like
you.
that. I like that.
We got to
Yeah.
convince more people. Come get help. You will get a job, but
And that's the best part is that you're building the community because so many times people just go lone wolf out there in their job hunt and it gets lonely. You know, you're lonely. It's
and frustrating
mm-hmm.
and discouraging
Mm-hmm.
and
Come on now.
Yes. And
and
so can you,
expensive.
oh yes, that is so true. That is so true. Can you tell us a little bit about your role in South Lake? What exactly that you do?
Okay. I'm going to leave it. Predominantly, I'm a job seeker, need to find a job, need friends. However, I am on the leadership team. So one of the roles that I play, a core part of what we do at Southlake is networking with each other. We have 4 networking rooms in person, plus 1 additional group room for those that attend online. I will say, just to help with the scope, we typically have between 100 and 150 attending in person, 30 to 50 of those people coming for the very first time. That's a lot. That's just because, people get notified. They might have to take some time to process, and then they hear about South Lake Focus Group, and then they come. And we typically have 30 to 50 newcomers in person. Online, we have an additional about 100 people that are joining online. South Lake isn't close proximity for some people. Because of COVID, we did a heavy shift to online. But post that, we retained that functionality and that capability. We're always like, thank you, COVID, for teaching us we could work remote. So, but those that are working remote might even be in different states, because we're offering services that will help job seekers get better and then also build your confidence, because that's a critical part of it. I know I've heard people in Colorado, North Carolina, different states still join and tap in. I would say so, like my role as a leader in one of the table networking rooms, we have 4 rooms. One of the rooms is focused on how do you answer very tough interview questions. They're going to talk and brainstorm, but at least you don't have to come up with a great answer all by yourself. A second room focuses on artificial intelligence. One thing about it, it is relevant, it is growing. Not only do we need to be familiar with AI technology tools, but we also need to have evidence that we have used and leveraged AI for whatever reason we want to craft recently. And that makes us relevant as job seeking candidates. A third room, we talk more about informal networking, because it's really it's hard to say I'm looking for a job, right? I think that we attach a lot of our identity into what we do, more so into the confidence of who we really are. And so that room, we will talk more about how do you do this networking thing, and they will give you tips and tricks, and then they'll let you practice in a safe environment so that you can just get better and improve. And if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. It's a safe place, but you can come back and try again. And, we learn, and grow together. Oh, the other part of that room, they talk about if you are looking for a job, you are in sales. It's hard for people to think about, like, are you in sales? And they don't want to say that, but it's like, how do you sell yourself? That is not easy. Our culture, many of us have taught to be just so humble and self-deprecating. But how do you do that so that it's not off-putting? It is interesting, but it helps you to get the interest of others who might be able to help you. So that's room number 3. Room number 4, we have a leader. Her name is Judy Wardle, and Judy has a mantra. She came into South Lake Focus Group, and her mantra was, "It is not if you'll land, but it's when you land." And that is an interesting level of encouragement, because when you're going through this awful process that none of us want to go through, there is something to the point of knowing that this shall be over soon. Like, it might take a while, but it will be over. I partner with Judy, and we talk about, it's not if you land, it's when you land. What are you going to do? If you landed your new opportunity, you're not going to be coming to South Lake Focus Group. So, our touch points, our connecting opportunities are a little more limited. We're trying to tell you what to do when you get your new job before you leave. And that way you go in guns blazing, ready to contribute, ready to create your new professional reputation. We've got a lot of tools and techniques, and one of them we'll talk about today on Diana's show. But if you're interested, and then if you're interested not just in the now, but in the beyond, like, I love now and in between. I do. It's interesting and it's healing. But then what happens when we're past the hurdle? Are we still ready, right? And so let's
This
help
is so
people
good.
be
And just
ready.
for our listeners, because we're doing a we've got a workshop training in next week for job seekers.
Yes.
What days do y'all meet, and what, I guess, how can they get a link to join virtually from other cities?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So, and I wish like I should have been that swift and handy. We meet on Thursday morning in person at Whitechapel Methodist Church in South Lake, Texas. The meeting starts promptly at 8 o'clock. So we encourage people, don't plan on arriving, around maybe 8. Try to get there maybe at 7:30, 7:45. You'll get to do a little bit of informal networking beforehand, but we start at 8 o'clock. The morning session goes until about 9:30, and then we do table networking until 10:30. Typically, we offer a special topic that will help you grow and develop with your job search. It could be
Mm.
something as simple as how to improve your LinkedIn profile, or it could be how do you do all of these job searches on multiple sites? Where do you go? Where do you look? And how do you find those different opportunities? Or it could be improving your value proposition, was one of our topics from last week. A variety of topics. We offer those 3 out of the 4 weeks to our membership, and the meetings are typically over about 12 noon. If you attend online, there's also an opportunity to join online, join table networking, and join the special topic. And those links are available. What I will do, Patrick, I'm so sorry I wasn't that swift, but I can send the contact information for South Lake Focus Group to Diana and you, and then that way you guys can share with your listening audience.
Perfect.
But honestly, it is the more the merrier. We're about helping people. One thing that I say is just because I don't have a job today, that don't mean, you know,
You may not have the job, but you have a mission, and
right? I don't
that's
have
what
a
this
job
is. This
today,
is
but I'm valuable, and you never know who I know and what my people who I know can do. We try to help each other just by connecting with other people. And so we're
Mhm.
hoping that that's going to be the secret to success, to landing and securing our next opportunity.
That is so good, and
We
it's
got your
growing
back.
together.
I'm not
Yes,
kidding. And we
yes.
make it convenient, right?
And getting the energy. I mean, that getting the spark, getting the
Again and
energy, because it,
again,
it is
it
a
can
mental
be
game.
so discouraging,
Hmm.
but you come in, you get a dose, you fill up. Like the meetings are on Thursday. Friday, we have an action plan. What are you going to do on Friday? What are you going to do on Saturday?
Mm.
Take a break over the weekend, but let's get back at it. So
Snaps all the way around. Snaps all the way
It
around.
thank you,
is.
thank you, thank you. I like it. Thank you, sir.
Valerie, I know you mentioned that currently you're a job seeker.
Yes.
And you're currently looking for employment. And so what I wanted to ask, because I know currently there are a lot of people in this in your same predicament. They're in that middle of that transition,
That's right.
that life in between moment. What helped you begin that process to navigate that transition?
Right. I think that's a great question, Diana. I think the very first thing is coming to terms that this is where you are. Not where you want to be, but where you are. So if life hits you and it hits you hard, we got to get kind of we have to go through the stages of processing grief. We do have to get past it. I mean, that's easier said than done. And I'm not going to pretend like, oh, I'm so positive. It was fine the whole time. It was not. I will say, honestly, this is my third time going through a job transition. And I try to make sure that I tell my truth, because I think when other people hear your story, it's like, number one, they can tell they're not alone. But number two, they can also feel like it's not as bad like as it could be. My very first round, it honestly took me 3 years to land my next opportunity.
Mm.
Part of that is because I made a decision to go to grad school. And it's interesting, when you're in school, you don't have the credential, right? And then once I had the credential, I had a gap on my resume.
Mm.
But once I was able to bridge that gap right after graduation, that was when my next opportunity came. My honest truth, my round one took me 3 years to secure my next opportunity.
Wow.
It only lasted 2 years. And I learned, I was like, now these strategy roles, you live, you learn. Strategy roles, they're just about a 2 year turnaround anyway. So about 2 years, my position was again eliminated. It took me 2 long, desperate years to land my next
Oh
opportunity.
my gosh.
I did
What?
though, and it was the best thing I ever got, and it's just interesting. And so then that role, it lasted for 5 years. But what I will say, but if I'm honest, the job I was hired to do was eliminated, and it was eliminated at the 2 year mark. So after that, 5 years at McKesson, it's been 1 year. I thought that I was going to land really, really fast, quick, and easy. It's been a year and I need to land. However, what you're getting at is, and like, that's just my story. First, it took me 3, then it took me 2, then it took me 1. I wish it was 3 months. I will talk about the way I felt each of those rounds. Round 1, identity crisis. Oh my gosh, they kicked me out. Oh my gosh, there were tears and everything. They kicked me out, and all I felt was the kick. I say that all the time. They kicked me out, and I felt the kick. But what I learned was I was an eagle and I could fly. Did not know that, but I learned that. Now, the second time I secured employment, I at least knew you can fly, right? Like they kick you out, get out there and, search. Eagles have extraordinary eyes. Find, get out there and find something. You know what to look for. And I think round 2, like it was hard because of the time that it took me to land. I had to learn how to redefine and redescribe myself. It's actually the time that I came up with business strategy engineer. I was like round 1, my target was strategic product marketing. And I'll tell you the problem with that. I said and I meant it. I knew exactly what I wanted. It's just that nobody else did. Nobody. All they heard was marketing. And then they would be like, "What? But you're an engineer. Why? We hire marketing people to do." And I would be like, "I'm strategy." But you said marketing. I said strategic. What? And then so here I am saying strategic product marketing. And it would be different if it was one person. No, it was everybody. Everybody heard marketing. So I learned that's not my best descriptor. So I'm not going to go back with what I know does not work or does not serve or purpose me well. So I did a lot of soul searching. I definitely was at South Lake Focus Group. The leaders there, they will play hardball, but they've got experience, but they've got insight. And they're like, if you're an engineer, why don't you just say that? Oh, well, how can I do that? So business strategy engineer took a lot of emotional processing, a lot of what is it that you're trying to say that you simply won't get to the point. I felt like business, I had just gotten my MBA. I want to leverage that strategy. That is my heart, my passion. I'm trying to let them know I'm strategic. And I really honestly am an engineer. I'm a chemical engineer, and I want to leverage that skill set too. So, business strategy engineer is descriptive. That was round 2. I was at McKesson 5 years. I come back, and now in today's marketplace, 2 things are happening. Number 1, the growth and use of artificial intelligence. They don't know what none of this mean unless it's exactly what they were told it means. So you need to say something that people trained the tools to know. That's when I started saying product management. But honestly, I'm gonna say business strategy engineer for the humans. That's who I am, and it's what I do. It's what I can stand behind. It's what gives me energy and juice. I can support that claim on a job application, product management.
So good. Deanna, sorry, I gotta jump in here because this is so
Okay,
much
I'm ready to listen,
so much
Patrick.
only
Your
because
turn.
this is so relevant. And I think what was it yesterday or today that another several thousand Amazon employees are getting laid off.
Yes,
So they're going to be in this in between part now about who am I, the identity
that's
component.
right.
So what steps did you take to, I mean, guess pretty much let go of who you were identity wise with your job roles and then start embracing the eagle,
I love
embracing
it.
the spark?
Right. So, and then like for one, we're going to take that really, really slowly. And the whole thing about letting go of who you were. Here's the answer. You don't even have to. Who you were, who you are, and what you do and what you did, that's still true and relevant. The problem is you're not working at one place that you
Mm.
did one thing, but that does not change who you are and what you do. So getting healthy around that, hearing other people, right? Like, why did I drop engineer? Oh, because when I was an engineer, they eliminated my job. And then what am I supposed to, but what I will tell people, I earned the degree, I completed all courses, I have all rights and privileges. It doesn't matter how old I am. What am I? I'm still
Mm.
an engineer. What do I do? I want to help people, right? Like a task or an assignment or a job description, that's one thing. But that's not all that you do, and it's not how you do it. As long as I am solving problems and helping others, I'm doing my job. We can help with that. I had a tool, it was the value proposition identification, where I tried to say, like, what are the three things that I'm just committed to? My three things were technically, I'm an engineer. I will know if stuff works or not. Like that was my job. Does it work? And I know either it works or it doesn't, right? If it doesn't work, we can do things to fix it, but we need to know if what we're doing is working. Yes or no, right? So I can evaluate, does it make technical sense? I did go back to school. I got an MBA. So I'm supposed to know if it makes business sense, right? So let's get healthy. This is a for-profit opportunity in most cases. Sometimes it's a nonprofit. If it's for profit, we're supposed to be making money. There is a margin. We do have stakeholders. Are we meeting business objectives? That becomes a yes or a no. However, if it's a nonprofit, I will say we still have finite resources that we must properly and efficacy, like from an efficacy standpoint, manage. We can't just be doing stuff because we have to be intentional around, does it make business or responsible sense, yes or no? The real truth, and I learned this even when I was in industrial chemicals and manufacturing, it needs to make sense to other people. Guess what? The world doesn't revolve around us. So we tell,
Mm.
like, our techno geeks and our overcommitteds, we're not gold plating. We just need it to be good enough for people to afford it, right? It needs to make sense to other people. So my value prop was, does it make sense? It's easy. Now, it wasn't easy to pop that out, but
Mm.
once I got to the core of not what I used to do at one company, but what is it that I do, does it make sense? Does it make technical sense? I can evaluate. Does it make business sense? I can evaluate. Does it make sense to others? We really want to be at what touches the heart, the mind, and the soul of those that we want to be relevant to. We can be clear around that. That is strategic marketing. When it does all three of those things, we've got something that we can go to market with. If any of them don't work, it falls apart. So when people say, oh, you don't want to be an engineer, it always has to work. I'm going to think about whether or not it works. I do want to be smart. Does it make business sense? I don't want to be a cannibal gouging people, but we have to pay for it. We need to make a profit. It needs to make business sense. And then if I am touching the hands and the hearts and the heads of others, if I'm doing my part to protect what we're offering, then I feel like I've done a service. It
Run for
takes a
governor.
lot.
Run
I
for
mean, I do
governor.
think it takes a lot of processing, but once you know that it's okay to say that you are who you are, and it's not about what you last did or who last paid your paycheck, right? That's not what this is about. Who you are and what you do, that's who you are and what you do. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you do. And then we'll find a match, a different match, because that becomes endless.
Mm, fire, fire.
I'm
So
liking that
good.
you like it, Patrick.
No, this is
My
oh, I
new
think because
friend.
I'm on this journey too, just as I've been an entrepreneur 18 years now, and just this last year it just went bottoms up. And I was like,
Right.
what did I do wrong? It's like, no, I didn't do
Nothing.
anything wrong. I'm
No.
still who I am. It's just everything changed. Everything changed.
And
So
if you surrounded yourself around other people who helped you say you are who you are, you do what you do, and let's be about the business of finding that next opportunity, therein lies the energy, right?
well, that's why Diana here is my source, my
Don't let
energy.
go.
She knows me at my peak last year, so I'm like, that's who I still am. I'm still that
All
person.
right. And Diana has friends. See,
See, it all goes. It all goes.
right?
So I'm
She
yeah, I'm
may not
excited.
have
Yeah.
your one desired answer, but she's got friends. And there are people who talk just like you. Even at South Lake Focus Group, we are big on accountability, right? Like
Mm,
it's one thing, it's easy to wake up and say, I'm not doing it. I don't feel like it. I don't want to. I can't. All of that's easy to do. But if you partner with other people that are saying, hey, did you do it? Did you try? Trying being the operative word. You don't have to nail it. You don't have to ace it. You don't have to win it. You need to do something more than nothing, right?
mm.
Then you will do more so that your answer is, yes, I did something, right?
Yeah, the
So
accountability aspect.
one of our accountability groups, they call themselves the Magic Team, right? They are creatives. I wonder if I can think about what magic stands for, but I know that the C is for creative, and they are in that space. Um, movie productions and all that type of it, who knew? But it's a group of them. They partner together, they work together, they stay in line, and that is how they go at it together.
So smart. So smart, especially for creatives, because you can branch off and just go into your little hole and I'm gonna
Yes.
make something different. But the community aspect of this is so good. I'm very excited to share this episode
All
with.
right, and I'm gonna tell you more. Like when I do my follow up, I will have all of the information, like how to go and find out more about South Lake Focus Group. That's one thing, but where are those links? I will do that. And then the next one is like tell you what magic stands for. I should know. I really should know. I just don't. But it's the best team, and it's all of us helping each other.
I would say meaning and greatness and
There
creative.
you go. Give
Boom.
them a
I'll
new
take
name,
that.
Patrick.
Yeah.
You say, I'm here. This is what you stand for.
There you go. There you
You should
go.
go in telling them.
Change it. Change it. Then
That's
I'll
right.
copyright it. Like, here, y'all can have it.
I like that group. They know I like them. Many of them are my friends also. And like Diana was saying, when you're both, I tell my Mae Jemison quick story, Diana?
Yes,
It would
yes,
help.
yes.
So Mae Jemison, she's the African American astronaut that worked with NASA. She also served on Kimberly Clark's board of directors. I worked at Kimberly Clark. One of the things when you're on the board and you are an astronaut with NASA and we need a speaker, you know, we can poll you and say, "Hey, can you speak to this group? Hey, we need you to talk to these people. Hey, can we leverage who you are, and what you do for the forum that we're trying to promote or support or advance?" So I got to hear her speak several times. Um, she usually will kick off her segment. She'll say, how many people in here are my logicals, my technicals, my analytical? She's an astronaut, right? Who's in the room with me? And people happy to raise their time. I'm a scientist, I'm an engineer, and we're happy, happy, happy to be just like her. And then she says, how many of my people are my creatives, my dancers, my magicians, things that like more on the right side of your brain versus the left side of your brain, and then people will go ahead and raise their hand. Well, she herself is a dancer, and then she says to the whole room, and she'll pause and say, why wouldn't you use your whole brain? And for me, the very first time I heard her
Mm,
say that, I mean, the truth of that, yes, you might be logical and technical, but what says that you're not also creative And and you've got a whole brain, not half a brain. That's healing. So we take a deep breath, we breathe on that for a little while, and we say, well, who can I be at my best? And it's not one thing.
It's true. Very true. That's a great point. When you really think of it in that way, and that's, I'm glad that you said that because, yeah, we need to
We
use our
tap
whole
into
brain.
it,
Yeah. Yeah.
we leverage.
And it seems like in today's age, you want to compartmentalize because like here's your role, here's what you're gonna do, but you only use this side, and I think as we go into this new world with AI, with all these layoffs,
Possibilities.
you got to use both sides. You got to be creative. I mean, years ago, we were having some financial bumps, and we have a rental property that, the renters moved out, Austin's market imploded. Nobody was renting at price that it was. I was like, oh my gosh, we can't carry two mortgages. So what I ended up
Ah,
doing was asking the bank, like, hey, let's take away the escrow because the escrow is way more than the mortgage. And so they were able to separate that and gave us an extra month. And it was like, okay, well, we don't have to pay that till January. Okay, let's try to catch up later. So it was just getting that creative. I mean, do what you got to do to survive.
and it worked.
Still here.
And it
It
worked.
worked. It worked.
The
It here.
confident assurance of knowing that your wild idea was not a bad idea. It could have been a different idea, but it was good and it worked.
See, and that's it. It's breathing life into every idea to see what happens. So to our listeners out there, you may have a crazy idea on how to save yourself and get out there, take every idea, throw it against the wall, see what sticks, and
See what
go.
sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not about saving yourself. Like not if you've got a whole bunch of life preservers surrounding you, grab a few of them, right?
True. Very true.
Keep me afloat.
And which
I love it.
which I like that you have that because you have the degree as one preserver, you have the entrepreneurial experience as this other preserver, you have the networks as another
That's
preserver.
right.
So
You've got a personality that you tell jokes all the time. People come in laughing and smile. And he's that guy. And we want to get to know him. We want to be a part of that party. And then it's not so defeating.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'll let you take it, Deanna. This is
And
just
we'll
yeah, I'm
keep
I'm
telling you,
soaking
I'm
it in.
always, I am
Soaking.
now, I guess my counterbalance. I hit a low point, multiple years of unemployment. I did. I hit a low point and I had some big, big, serious life events, that were my reality. And I did. I hit a wall. I was at the end of my rope, but I guarantee you, when I reached the very end, that was when I got my offer from it was that very
Mm,
day. That
mm,
was when what I needed came through.
your
Mm.
win.
And it went from they were like, we'd like for you to start. Can we just make this quick? Oh, by all means.
Give me a
Yes, we
bonus
can
up
make it
front.
quick. But that's how it happens. Now that I'm on the other side of it, I think, and to pay homage to that too, I hit a low point. I was desperate and I was at my end. But at that point, the best thing that could have happened to me did. And so on the other side, what I've learned is don't let go.
Mm,
Don't let go. Don't give up. Don't discount what is possible. I believe in a powerful God who is a creator of it all. And it just touches me to think like our creator God creating something out of nothing, even today, right before our eyes. Like the creation didn't start a long time ago, it starts every time it needs to. And when that happens, and that it's not just you, what you know and what you did, but what materialized because of what you did prior, the hard work pays off. So just those kind of things, I think it's very encouraging. But I'm always going to say, don't go at it alone. Talk to us before you make any dramatic decision that could cost us everything. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can make happen. All evidence relevant. We'll do something with it.
no, and you're speaking to so many people right now. This is why this
And
is
I
so
Absolutely.
mean it,
powerful. Yeah.
like that's the sincere part, like that whole word A in spark, being authentic. I never try and act like, well, if you did it my way, and if you were as great as I never try to act that way.
Order my 5-step program. I'm gonna get you.
Right.
Yeah.
What I will say is I've got a 3-step program and it's free of charge. And if it worked for me, we can figure out how to make it work for you. It's tried and true. And that's one of my statements that I get to say. I say, when I have given my best away, it has gone farther than I could ever take
Mm.
it. So when we just try to hold on to ours and make sure we get credit and all that stuff, it doesn't go as far. You start sharing something like a simple value prop of 3 steps and everybody catches on. It matters not to me that they modeled it. What matters is many people said it worked. That makes us better. And if they can at some point recall that I was helpful and I was nice, I was friendly, and I need a job, like, hey guys,
Top of mind. Top of mind.
right? But, that's how it goes. But when I've given my best away, it has gone farther than I could ever take it. That's been my blessing, my miracle, my truth.
And
I love that.
that's both of you. I mean, this podcast is Diana's way of giving, giving out of where she is and bringing
I
it to
tell
so many
you, just
voices.
even the title, right? Life, like, let's accept this is real. And it got real, real fast, right? This is my life. I had a life and I've got obligations. Right? And what will I do in between? Well, therein lies the magical answer.
Speaking of the in between and I just want to circle around in South Lake because I don't want to miss this opportunity you talking about the war story.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's such a powerful concept. I mean, it really is. Can you share what it is and how it came to be?
Sure. Okay, so let's just say, for instance, in America, they do something like eliminate your livelihood, right? And like I said, my very first time, all I felt was the kick. Ouch! They kicked me. They kicked me out. And then, I do it to be overly dramatic, but that's how silly it is once you're on the other side. They kicked me. They kicked me out. Okay. But if ever somebody asks just an innocent question, you're in an interview and they're going to say, so why did you leave your last job? They know exactly what they're doing. And they ask it in all seeming innocence. And if you're hurt and raw and bleeding, you're going to fall apart. You're going to blow your opportunity. You're going to say far more than you even knew and understood that you were saying. For example, hence the war story. Those dumb idiots who knew nothing wouldn't listen to me. And I tried to tell them, and they still didn't listen. And next thing I know, the whole thing's falling apart. And they want to blame me. Okay, if you're talking to a prospective employer, all they heard was you pointing the finger, assigning blame, and do they want to be your next dumb idiot? No, they
Mm.
don't, right? Or, we have our biases, right? Like, you're in IT. We'll go there quick, won't we? Like, I will not. I refuse to. I'm all about humanity. Start talking about demographics and, like, and we all know it, whether you say it or not. And it's sort of like a business decision was made. That's not a human being's fault. And now you're talking rudely about people you don't know. And what if you're talking to somebody who's like, you didn't know who they were? You know what their complexions might have halfway suggested. So you have to be careful, right? Like, those types of things, you say stuff and then you're hurting people. You think you are being authentic to your true self, but you're not. You are saying mean, rude, horrible things, and it's costing you. And the
Mhm.
person that is costing is you. So, what do we do when somebody asks a question and it's just a trigger for us? Why did you leave your last job? We got to get healthy around that. Um, that's what the war story came out of, little bitty innocent questions. Or just say a friend says, "Oh, you're not at McKesson anymore. And then you unravel. You wanted to be. That was a good place to work, right? I'm not going to ever stop saying they were a great company to work for. I want to go back, right? But that can poke at sensitivities, or like in my case, so you're not working again. Oh my gosh, right? It's not my fault. It's not, I didn't,
That's what it is. It's like, what
go
did you
to work.
do? What are you doing to keep getting fired?
See, those things, like they may say it in all innocence. They may mean absolutely no harm, but it's a raw, sensitive place for you. And before you know it, you're an emotional wreck and you've destroyed a chance to present your best self. So, how do you turn that around? Instead of that dumb idiot didn't listen to me. Instead
Mhm.
of all of that stuff that points the finger, assigns blame, and degrades other people, and as the emphasis is on people, instead, I developed an approach and I said, and I would say, so please tell me a fairy tale, not the war story, a fairy
Mm.
tale. So my fairy tale goes, once upon a time, somewhere where things were just not perfect. That's fair. There can always be a less than ideal situation. There was this one thing that I saw. It doesn't negate what other people saw or what else was going on. There's just one thing I saw. And so I rallied the troops because when you're telling your story, there has to be the component that you really did something. What was your part? What was your role? I rallied the troops and I got them to do things my way. That means I'm a team player and I work well with others. And then the close, and they lived happily ever after. And the reason we say they lived happily ever after, especially in IT, things can be on such a wheel, a cycle, and a churn. If you're in operations, if you're in IT, you work, 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 and they will work you to death. They will let you. And when you're the only one who knows how to do something, then you have to work 24 hours a
Mm.
day, 7 days a week. It's Christmas. You're not with your family because you're solving some networking issue somewhere in the world. And, and oh, grumble, grumble, grumble. Woe is me. I'm the only one. And I had, okay, instead of that, teach them how to do it. Give it away, write out a process, share the load, right? Or you're not going to work the entire day of Christmas. You're going to work a couple of hours, maybe, right? If necessary. When we get it there, they lived happily ever after. That frees you up to do other things that you'd like to do. So it was short, it's concise, it's healthy, it doesn't degrade or defame any human being. Once upon a time, in the land of it wasn't perfect, there was
Mm.
one thing I observed. And so I rallied the troops. And we did whatever it was because I work well with others. And they continue to do it. They lived happily ever after. I'm looking for my next opportunity,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
So easy.
It's healing.
Yeah.
It is very
You do
powerful.
have to practice. Because that anger, that bitterness, and that resentment will seep in at any opportunity. But if you fairy tale it out,
I think that's good just in general, not even if you're without a job right now, in any kind of conflict, just take that as I like that approach.
it works. We don't talk about people. I think I emphasize that. It's like there was something that was less than ideal, not a person.
Mm. That's
Mhm.
so hard to change.
Oh, it's not
I
hard, Patrick.
it's
Follow my lead.
I will grow to that
But
level.
you see the difference, right? And that's what you'll
Yeah.
do. It's like if it is a person, what was the thing that was wrong? If it was the idiotic jerk that knew nothing and blamed me, okay, what was the thing that was wrong? And until it becomes something, we work on the story. And then we give ourselves
Identifying.
permission. It wasn't perfect. It was less than ideal. It was not great. It was wrong. What was it? What was the thing that was less than ideal?
This is therapy, Deanna.
Take a deep
It
breath.
is. It
Take a
is.
deep
It
breath.
definitely.
But you know what? So we start off with war story. People share their pain. It takes way too long, way too long. And they left like a bloodbath. It was horrific. We don't want that in our workplace. So we don't want those that bring that in our midst. But if we can tell a fairy tale, and honestly, they lived happily, that heals me. It doesn't matter that I'm not there anymore. Things are better because I was. And I get to own that and claim that.
That's wonderful. You know, one thing that I love about Valerie is that she wears multiple hats. You know, she really does. She mentors. You know, you had many mentors, and in fact, one of your mentors was able to land a job and everything recently,
Yes.
which was great. Kudos to him.
Yeah.
You're a leader. You volunteer your time and everything to others, and you're just a giver. You're naturally a giver. I want to know what drives you to give so much of your time to develop others.
I love that. So I just feel like there's this song when I was like a young adult. It says, "Give and it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken around, and running over." Patrick, you would be my new friend. We like to sing, but
Yeah,
that's
we
just
got
the
that song.
truth of it, right? So me giving costs me nothing. I've already done the thing. I've already worked it out. I've already figured it out. Me giving it away, and then that's my mantra. It goes farther than I could ever take it. And then I can take great pride. Like if someone takes a process that I worked with, or a methodology or a way of thinking, and then they go and have great success, I cheer, right? Like that was fun, that was amazing. And then just the victory that they had because they did something that I suggested or proposed, I feel really, really good about that. I when you were talking about mentoring, lately I've been mentoring a lot of young people, and what's interesting is specifically middle school. And I think that's just an interesting pivotal age where you're not babies anymore. And the whole I've told you what to do, I've told you what to do, I've told you what to do, that's starting to be over. I need you to make some choices, decisions, know what I meant when I said it, right? Like, and don't half do everything I tell you to do. You know, here's the parent coming out, but it's more like middle school is a pivotal age. But if we can teach them how to think, teach them how to love actually, and then they have greater success and better decision making capabilities, that's going to go on for generation after generation after generation. I know that people helped and poured into me. I believe, like, to answer your question, I remember when I was 18 years old and I was working at a chemical plant. The people that I worked with, definitely they were old enough to be my parents, but two things happened. They taught me who to be and how to be. They did. But the honest truth is, I saw their kids make a choice to become engineers when they grew up old enough to go. Like they were like, they would ask me, Valerie, who are your parents? And I would be like, well, my dad probably would have worked in the maintenance shop. My mom, she may have been one of the admins or secretaries like that. Those were my parents. And they're like, I work in the maintenance shop. Tell their 12-year-old, get up, you're going to school, you know, learn math, you know. Years later, you start to hear that like their kids decided to major in like electrical engineering or mechanical engineering, or you know, and all these things. And it's more of that synergy. They looked out for me. They kept me safe. They are the ones that start like, we don't talk bad about people. We fix the leak,
Mhm.
you know, like we fix the problem. And then we live happily. They started pouring into me. I want to pour into others. When we do that, that goes way beyond who we know. And when kids grow up to be great, Oh my goodness. That's an impressive look.
It is. Patrick, do you have any questions that you want to ask? Because I have like one. Well,
Millions of questions.
yes.
Patrick, I'm gonna
Millions of
send, I
questions.
promise I'll send you the information I owe you. And then
No,
like,
this
don't
is
do this by yourself.
no, this is so good, and and again because I know our listeners out there, they're getting all these nuggets, they're getting all these truths, and you're giving, you're sowing, you're mentoring. What, and I don't even know like where to start. So, and I guess the easiest thing, can you walk me through Spark? What
Sure.
does the Spark stand for?
All right, and this was some of the work that I did. This is round three, right? So like round one was identity crisis. Who are you? Round two was that didn't work. What else can you say about who you are? Business strategy engineer. Round three, you've got to say things that other people know what you're talking about, product management. I did some work, and this is also a South Lake focus group. We have a representative that comes, and there's so many people that come regularly to help others. Um, John Machinsky works with Computer Minds, and he will tell you about a grant that is offered by the unemployment office to help people improve their skills. And they've got a lot of different categories and areas. His area is Computer Minds. He offers you a set of certifications in areas that align with your background. I went on a supply chain track this go round because I had already gotten my project management certification. No, that was the second time I was unemployed. The first time I got an MBA. The second time I did project management. This third time I did computer minds. The program will get you certified in a variety of areas that align with your professional background. We had a coach that talked to us, and he makes the point. We've kind of made it before, but this is how that coach said it. He said, when my friend got a job, I said, "Hey, man, what are you doing now?" And he said, "Well, I'm doing like this, that, and the other for this third company." And he said, "So you're doing the same thing with a different company?" And he said, "Now there lies an interesting concept. Who we are and what we do does not change. Who pays us, that's the
Mm,
only thing that changes, right?" So he will take your resume, he will ask you for 5-star stories, and then he'll take your Strength Finder strengths. And he takes that content, throws it into his AI tool. It generates a 5-letter acronym that perfectly
mm,
describes who you are professionally. My acronym, and it's so like, not that I even knew, my acronym came back Spark. It says
cool.
Valerie is a strategic problem solver. That's the S. She is people focused. I guarantee you, I care about the problem and the people. She's people focused. She is an authentic leader. That's the A.
Mm,
She's a resourceful engineer. They
mm,
had me right there. Manage finite resources and allow me to be what I graduated as, that was important and hard earned. When I saw a resourceful engineer, I like my acronym. And then K, she's knowledgeable. What does that say? Knowledgeable innovator. No matter what we're talking about, whether it is manufacturing or some type of business process, regardless of the industry that it's in, we are constantly innovating. We're solving problems and we're innovating. So that is what Spark stands for. It does, I feel like it does represent who I am and what I do. Um, and I can do that in any industry or with any company that I'm honored to work with.
this is Hollywood because it's like every big movie. It's like remember who you are.
remember
Remember
who
what
you
you
are. And
are.
we can do that. We can do that. And that helps, doesn't it?
It's
Especially when you're not remembering who you are. Like, I'm just a miserable failure. I haven't had a job. And oh my gosh, because we will do that. And that's not who you are.
the
That's
rumination
just
and the
it's
negativity,
today.
just that's yeah. And what you just reminded me, and I haven't done this in years. There was one thing I used to do. I used to have a 3x5 card, and I'll write all my big victories. Like, I just got my biggest client. I just paid this off, and I used to
Paid
look
this
at
off is
that.
important. Don't rush past that.
Oh yeah,
I
paid off
just
the student
paid this
loans.
off. That's a good achievement.
And so just remind yourself of your past victories. And
Right.
I love what you're saying that it's you don't change, it's who pays you that's
That's
changing.
right.
And yeah.
And they
So
will. And guess what? They might pay you a lot. You get you get good. Go get some certifications.
hmm it's yeah, it's all out there.
And then it's
And
like, this isn't even work. This is fun. I have a lot of fun wherever I work. And I do love that. I do love that. I'm a people person. I'm the one like organizing our potluck or trying to organize an event that helps the entire employee base. And, when people have fun doing something that was easy for us to pull off and do, then I'm really energized by that. And we did a good thing.
Yes, yes, that is so true. I did want to ask you, now that we're here, now looking ahead, just looking ahead, what's next, Valerie? What professionally and personally, what's next for you? What does it look like for you?
Professionally, I'm just looking for an opportunity that I can give back and contribute. It's hard. I want to say I'm industry agnostic. People will say, I need you to dial in. That's only so that they can help me better. So, professionally, I would love my next opportunity to be doing something like, and I would like to leverage my recent experience in healthcare technology solutions. I just feel like healthcare is universally relevant, that needs to be accessible to all. I represent a community of people, and I just want to make sure that, like, we've worked hard to have a seat in the table, presence in the room, and help inform decision making. If I'm a part of that, I feel like I'm honoring that calling. Personally, I love the fact that I'm learning how to enjoy life better, right? Like, I'm looking just this time of year, 75 degrees, that's a perfect day for me. And it just doesn't take
Yes.
much. It's beautiful. Like, and I'll look outside and I'll see how bright and sunny it is. And I'm grateful for the sunshine that comes with a breeze. It's not blazing hot. It's picture perfect. It feels amazing. Um, Participating in activities that come open, right? Like just having an experience that's nice and fun. I want to enjoy part of that. My mother tried to tell me, she was like, do some of this stuff that you want to do while you're young enough to move. Like, you start getting
mhm.
older, mobility is impacted. And so I want to go some places and do some things, right? I have a lot of things that I would like to see with my own eyes, right? And then sometimes I'm just grateful for the fact that I can see. I will look at something and say, and I can see, you know. Look at it.
Mhm.
Just look and notice. We can look at things, we can look at the details and just the beauty of what's in a detail. It's amazing.
It is. Wow, wow.
Those
This is all
simple
good stuff.
pleasures, the simple things that we take for granted until
Yes.
you don't have it. You roll an
And we do.
ankle and you can't go up the stairs. It's like, woo. So, yeah,
Or
things.
even with a hurt ankle and you're grateful. Like
hmm
I can move, I can walk, I can see, I can help. But I feel like when other people appreciate what I've done, even that, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
that's just
grateful.
good. Splash it on spot. You hear that, listeners? You may be unemployed, but you're still empowered out there. You have
That's
so
right.
much.
You
So, yeah,
might be unemployed today.
today, in the in
Do
between,
buying lunch,
in the in between.
but you get a job. I want a meal. We can do it. We can do it.
Yes.
And both of y'all, and this is what's really cool is that you're not just withering away during the in between. I mean, you're doing a lot more than most people who, if
And
you're
having a
unemployed.
good time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Both
Exactly.
of y'all. So I salute you both.
We mean it. Party over
We do.
here.
Yes, we do. We do. We do. We do. Um, Now, Valerie, um, Patrick, do you have any last final questions for Valerie before we ask her to give her final reflections? And I mean, do you have anything else that you would like to ask? Because I know you have some really good questions there. I know.
There's so this, and this is good because I want to take it from the point of our listeners who, maybe you're from Amazon, just got laid off, but then also a lot of what you're talking about as entrepreneurs who have been out there and the tariffs killed off their business, the economy has tanked in certain sectors. So I guess that's all it is. It's that recap. It's that what you're saying is you're enjoying the journey, you're remembering who you are, you're surrounded by community, you are not changing who you are, but the people who pay you might change, and you're continuing to grow. You're a flower in the desert in a hurricane on fire,
And
but you're
that's gonna help. That's right.
yeah, yep. And so no, I think that's yeah, it's just kind of simmering in all of that. And if you were to give our listeners one song they should listen to that would empower them, that empowers you,
That's
what
so funny.
song
You're gonna ask me
taking
about
it,
a song. Oh my,
taking it?
And
that's
sing it. No,
funny.
I'm kidding. No, no.
Because
Yeah,
number
yeah,
one,
this
I
song.
like too many songs. Um, let's see. Like one of the songs that I'm just really loving is and like so and I'm Christian, but I love this song. I thank God, right? Like no matter what we're going through, but the hook says, I thank God, right?
Mm.
I thank him for what I've been through. I thank him for where I am. And I thank him for an unknown future that he intends to be for my good and for his glory.
Mm.
I say that so many times, like, I even said it at McKesson, right? Like we were IT, you know, they would say, Valerie, it all rolls downhill. And it does. And we're the ones there trying to catch all the crap that's rolling downhill. But one of the things that I say is we don't get diamonds without intense pressure. And
Mm.
so when it finally crystallizes, when we figure it out, when we work it out, and we've got a gem of a diamond, that is a beautiful thing. And then all of us we build off of that. Oh my gosh, the clarity. That's a diamond, right? So, I will say a lot of times whatever I'm going through, it is for my good, but it is for his glory. So, I love a whole bunch of songs, I really do, but all of them are just going to have that kind of, didn't he do it? Didn't he do it again? Didn't
The
he turn
lifting
it
up, yep.
around? Didn't he work it out? If like there's a song that says like I believe that he can move the mountain and I believe that I will see him do it again. That's true, right? Like he'll do it and he'll do it again.
Oh, it's a good reminder. Whether we have or have not, we can do all things through Christ. Drop,
So yeah, and I try
drop the
not to
mic.
be like too naive with that, but I can't help but just say, he'll do it. I've been in a bad place and I've been on the other side of his goodness and his mercy.
And reflecting on that. And that's, yeah, and that goes with the community, the spiritual community, the spiritual
Yes.
Do
strength.
not do it alone. Don't
Yep.
do it alone.
Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for the wisdom. I'll let Diana wrap
I'm
it
going
up
to
here,
send
but
you all
thank
that
you. Yes,
information
so good.
because
Yeah.
I liked how you engaged. I appreciate it. I really did. You made it fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being on Life and in Between. And Patrick, like always, I always pass on the mic to you. Where can our listeners subscribe to if they have not already subscribed to?
Come join the podcast herd, everyone. We are everywhere you can find your podcast on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, MySpace. I mean, we're everywhere. So just look up
Everywhere.
Life and In Between Podcast. You can also email us at lifeandinbetweenpodcast@gmail.com. Love to get your input. And yeah, well, I'm excited just to launch this one out there. So to all of you, we salute you. Remember who you are and get a funky song.
Remember who you are.
Sing your song down if we could go out with your song.